I'm here. My hair's wet, but I'm here. I had company stop by who I haven't seen for a very long time, and it was difficult to say, I have to get ready. So I'm glad to see you. I hope all of you who were mothers had a wonderful Mother's Day. My daughter's arrived, and she's still here. And wonderful to see each other. Talked to the grandchildren yesterday. I'm sure all of you who have them did also. And all is good. A lot of people here today. Let's say good morning before we begin. How's that? So good morning, Chase. Let me see where my tissues are today. I'm steaming them up. And looking forward to our Eye of Horus series, which, is really about God. The Eye of Horus, in its deeper meaning, is about becoming a facilitator for God. Okay, so Kathy, good morning. Blessings to you also, and everyone's families. Annie, good morning. Yes, I wish that everyone did have a very blessed yesterday. Good morning, Cavell, Marby, Carol Swisher, good morning. And here we all are together, just like we never left. And yet time has went by. You better know I was using please hold up time when I was attempting to get ready. I apologize for the wet hair, but the part that you listen to is right here. So let's do all the things we usually do. Today I'm going to say the tube of white light with you, as we'll create it around all of us and around our room that is created where we meet with the masters and the angels. So we ask the beloved I am presence bright to round us seal our tube of light. From ascended master flame, called forth now in God's own name. Let it keep our temple free from all discord sent to us. I'm calling forth the vial of fire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I am one with the vial of flame. Beloved, I am presence bright, round me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, called forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to us. I'm calling forth the vial of fire to blaze and transmute all desire. Keeping on in freedom's name, and I am one with the vial of flame. Beloved, I am presence bright, round me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, called forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth the vial of fire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I am one with the vial of flame. We reach up to the great central sun, asking and calling to the Lord Gautama Buddha to allow his protective blue flame to come down around our tube of light and to seal it 4 inches out and yet all around the tube of light we just created, allowing only love in. And so be it. And thank you for your help. All right. So now we're going to be grateful for Mother and Father deep within our hearts, and for whatever blessings of inspiration or love or understanding. And we'll extend that to love our families and all those who are meaningful in our lives in some way. So we're going to be grateful for all the masters who do come here and excited to share their wisdom and their understanding of that which light is about, and higher consciousness and attaining the higher light is all about. And We ask that all the phylum of all the angels come. And maybe not everyone can be here, but let them all be represented. So there is an understanding and a feeling that they begin to become aware of your feeling and awareness, and you can begin to become aware of them. And we will send out to the universe an invitation to those who are on a path of light about their inner experience with God, and that they are living and breathing it. They are welcome to come and to be in our group with us. So we will now do our mantra. I am the soul. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. Take a breath, and let's just take a calming moment and let this come down through us and around us and become us. I am the soul. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. Breathe.
Unknown caller.
Relax. So I want to reach out specifically for that I am presence that we've called to today to come forward. And the journey of this series today is about becoming the presence. And is it just taking a breath and becoming? Well, in the beginning, it's part of the discipline. As I was speaking to my master class this weekend, it's all about discipline. And yet it's different than what you've come to know maybe in your life as discipline. But it's repetitive. Spirituality is repetitive. And every time you do something, you become closer. Every time you recite something, it becomes more of a defining factor within your own consciousness. It's like the cells open up and begin to have acceptance of it. So if you can generate for yourself a discipline, and which allows change, number one, you must be, first requirement is change and being willing. So if you find yourself disgruntled and overwhelmed with the need to have contemplation, you saw how long it took to set my energy for protection. And that was for everyone. It reached out as we spoke it. It doesn't take long. It's the thought in your mind that it's, oh, I gotta do that. That's what makes it feel long or uncomfortable. For when you know that it's going to bring you to a place of light and excitedness and happiness and joy, it's a part of who you are. And that's what becoming is. It's about bringing something from words or thoughts into actually becoming into the live experience of who you are. Now, my new class you're going to see, it's called the Master Class of Becoming. Is that why I'm talking about it? Well, maybe. I hadn't planned it that way, but it's kind of coming out. So if that's the journey you're on and you're wondering where it's going to take you and how it's going to look, then you might want to come to class and get to know more about you and what's really ticking inside and what's resonating and what thoughts you're having. It all comes to the understanding of freedom and having clarity. So I'm going to work with 3 cards today on this journey, Chase. And I'm going to ask for an intention, which I usually don't do. An intention about the journey of the present. And let's just see what hints or thoughts are going to come for us to understand. And anyone's welcome to write Any comments they may have. Let me go get at the bottom so I can see. Okay. But when something kind of hangs like that, all right. Very interesting. When things hang like that, that says to me they're wanting to become a part of it. Now, here's our first one. It's beautiful. I'm going to let you see the picture first. It's called A Gift from Life. You know, yesterday with my grandson, I had this talk to him about where his gift of life came from on a spiritual level and on a physical level, how it's important to have family on important family days and to show up and to be respectful. It's not that he wasn't. He just, since we haven't been there, he's not really taught about those things. So it's interesting to me that here she is holding a child. Each day, life offers me abundant proof that the universe loves me. Every day, God sends angels to help me. Today, I will receive an angelic message. It may come from someone with whom I speak or from words that I read. I will listen closely as this message is a divine gift meant to help me make my way in love and maintain my spiritual strength. And just all the beautiful flowers and the violet tones, very powerful. So I'm sure every one of you felt on some level deep inside what a gift life was and your birth and those that came together as a family to support you in that. And then let's look at the second card. It's called application. I think that's what it was trying to say to you in the beginning. Today, I apply all that I have learned during my spiritual quest. I practice love in my daily life. I allow my inner light to lift my thoughts. As I do so, the laws of universal love take root in my life. So, you know, there are those people who they've heard something or maybe went to one class and they're transformed. Well, God bless them. But to be truly evolved in a spiritual way, it does take applying a discipline. There's no easy way to say it. And if that's real easy for you, it's perhaps you've spent a lot of lifetimes on the journey and you just aren't aware of them yet. So a good teacher can see that for you or not. But always, even if you've already learned it, it's about the discipline that you glean from all of it to remind your consciousness every day of who you are. So here's the reward. And it's crossing into the bridge of light. Completely showing us our journey. So let's see what this one says. Today, I face a new bridge that I must cross on my journey to inner transformation. Wow, this is like still in the beginning. Today, like every day, I will practice the laws of universal love. Thus, I will deal with the current situation in a positive way, so as I continue to grow and evolve, as I cross this bridge on my way towards the light, I am reminded of the true meaning of life. And that was the point I was trying to give to my grandson, Chance. What is life about? Maybe each of us need to contemplate that. What is life about? Oh, I have another card that flew itself over here. Isn't this interesting? And this would suggest dancing to the rhythm of life. Can you hear the music of the spheres? Some people can. Today I find the joy in my heart. I lighten my life by releasing what I no longer need. I align myself with who I am and gently acknowledge who I am not. I am grateful for what I possess, and I am at peace with what I do not. I appreciate and accept my life as it is. I live accordingly to the will of God. In this way, I dance with life and see the magic of love bloom. And may we all become a participant in this joy and this rhythm. You know, your heartbeat has a rhythm, and it beats every moment, or every couple moments, however yours is, excuse me. And good morning, Rice Experiment and Julie Johnson. I think we're all doing really, really well. Wow, that just gave me a pain in my wrist. I wonder what that is. Maybe someone has something to say. The wrist is a co-experience of ankles and throat. So let's have everybody look deep in their hearts. And is there something you need to share or a question you need to ask about all the things we're talking about? And what better place where you know you'll get a response of truth? Yes. Carol saying, thank you for the amazing messages. When we think about a journey, do you think about where you're going, how you're going, or what's happening? It's an interesting question, isn't it? For myself, I will share. When I think about my journey to God, I immediately think of heaven. Heaven and only love. I see beings in light, angels in light, and that has been, over the years of my work, what I know is so. But I also know that I'm here for a purpose, and that awaits me. And in that time, I'm now hopefully bringing that truth into this life, into this place where I live. So, does anyone want to share when they think of love and the rhythm and that journey? What comes to you? What are you contemplating? What are you generating and actually making real in your world? Thoughts are things, remember. As we think and as we do, so shall it be for me and you. I am a choice whether I want to become a part of that, but you are creating it for you. So, joy, I'm going to hear from one of the teachers, can be the most difficult. And it is simply because of how you choose to perceive something. Good example, you could have 12 people together, and if a few of them are all not feeling well or happy about things, some of them may be complaining about that. Well, if you want to be here, you have to be perfect. But yet the gathering isn't about being perfect. It's about being light and seeing people in their light and holding a space for them to help find it. So, which are you? Are you the one then that would see the discomfort, the illusion, the contradiction? Or are you the one that would hold the light and love and allow joy? That was the word we began with. Allow joy to begin to radiate out through your heart to the room. maybe not even anyone specific, but to the room. So right now I'm going to just send light of joy to everyone here in our etheric room that have joined together, and imagine me in the center and everyone's around me in a circle. And we're allowing our hearts to be held by Mother and Father, and we're going to send joy, first off, to everyone in the circle. We're going to share. Just breathe joy. Breathe love. Think the words I am. What does the words I am mean? They're your I am presence, meaning that I am the light. I am the love. I am the peace. And thank you. Thank you from everywhere that you may not hear thank yous every day. You are so appreciated for doing that, Chase. Thank you so much. And if we could be a part of helping to develop a world that does the same, then we have truly achieved, like our achievement, achieve something. Achieve something. But if you could just take a moment and understand it's how you perceive, it's how you see things that makes them become alive and real in your life. You know, when I say goodbye to my grandson, he's just like, goodbye, goodbye. So I'm throwing him kisses the whole time, and he's looking at me like, kept kissing him, kissing him, kissing him. Bye. You don't know what they think. You don't know what it all means. And what they even think about love. I guess at 13, it's still, not really known and understood. Think back when whoever you are there today was 13 so long ago, 14, and excited about the world and what it all meant, and grades and learning, and maybe first date for some people, depending on where you were and what your situation was. And then think of what it is today, how precious it has become. And I love that word. I love that things are precious, and that things that are mine are all precious to me. They become a part of the cellular experience of my heart. So they get to journey with me in this lifetime, in that sweetness of Mother and Father and all that light. And they excel, whatever they are and what they do. All my gems and crystals, they lucked out. They get to be held every day in all that light. And they love it, believe me. So what is it that's around you that gets to experience your heart and where you hold it? What you hold precious. Is it your heart? Is it your love? Can you feel the joy and that preciousness that comes not only from within you, but then when you offer it to other people? And what it does is bring humbling. It's almost like you just want to not let anyone in, and yet it becomes so powerful. You want to just open up and let everyone in, and that's what the open wing is to know that preciousness of that light can never be touched or taken away from anybody. So feel free to experience that light, and feel free to know that it will be with you forever once you open your heart to it. And all right, we're going to pull a different card. For a message to all of you. I can see Archangel Sandalphon here. with us. And many others. And this is Michael's deck. So let's see. It says that some of you are wanting to do things more challenging, and there is a new area of study coming for you. But look at this beautiful picture of this young part of you. The mind, the brain, the flowers, the earth, all of it. Scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful, all upon the earth. Oh, happy Mother's Day to you, Rice Experiment. Everyone is doing good that's here. Here's Kathy. My passing will be surrounded by my family, who I miss greatly. I will be filled with love and joy, but mostly peace. And what you will find is there is just passing from one dimension to another, and it's so much love. I've spoken recently to a lot of people who had a near-death experience, and each one has told me the same story, that you're given a list of choices of what you want to do next. Do you want to go back? Certainly there would be those who are so physically not able to go back. But you choose where you're going or what you're doing or how you're going to spend time. Maybe you're a teacher. Who's to know? But yes, we must let love and joy come to that aspect of ourselves, which is going to let you find a greater health while you're here and a greater joy while you're here than normally. In other words, you must truly give up all hesitation, all restriction, all denial. When you're the light, you're the light. And there's a certain level of awareness as you learn to give and to share that love that you become. And it will only grow, and it will only keep your feet walking towards becoming. So some people ask me, well, where is the becoming within ourselves? Well, I do know the answer. If you go to your second chakra, which is still part of the personality, but you do understand that all the chakras, upon development, rise up in consciousness and create a whole different meaning than when they're just in humanity. So the back of the second chakra is first our sexuality, very human. And then there's the identification of ourselves and how we perceive ourselves and allow others to perceive us. Some of it's a pretending. And then there's the financial awareness, our prosperity and the wealth and value we see of ourselves. And then even a little further out, it might be like a little foggy right today, but and it's usually very beautiful, a becoming of you. So it's not touchable, but you got to do some of the work to get there. The becoming. It's wispy. It's everlasting. It's non-ending. But that's where it's located, but not in your humanity. It's that back chakra as it grows, and you release those issues that are before it, and then it will show itself. And you might be amazed. Well, I'm sure you will be amazed. No. Usually it does not look exactly like you look now, for it will be full of light, full of compassion, full of awareness, heightened awareness, intuitive. And yes, like Kathy wrote, it will be a great peace. So know that whatever you do accomplish this lifetime always moves along then to your next time. So that's why we all have a lot of evolving that we've done in other lifetimes. And those places where we haven't are the ones that come up for our issues that we have now. Why are things happening? Well, because there's still part of your process that you still need to learn and have accomplishment with. Excuse me again. My ears are feeling clogged up today. So does anyone have any questions about the journey? Living joy. Living joy is really laying down the fight. For it is when you feel you have something you have to fight about, or that it's hard. You just need to lay it down. Whether you place it on a beautiful silver platter from God, whatever it is you do with it, you need to let it go, because it's not the answer. That's not how you're going to get where you're going. Love is the magic of God. It is the answer. And the more you can find a way to love yourself and to love others, it is truly an answer. Truly an answer. Now, like Chase, she practices love and kindness every day. So I'm going to offer you gentleness, and maybe you already do it. What about gentleness to the self? Has a nice thought and compassion, doesn't it? Gentleness. Again, you see, it's that difficult thought that we need to put down, or that judgment or criticism. We want to become the observer, not only of ourselves, but of life, and to see what we learn from it, what we grasp from it that can give us more. You know, I have some stones that speak. I'm not seeing one right now that wants to be. Here's one of my favorite ones. It's called Amethol. It's an angel wing. Kind of does look like one, though, doesn't it? They don't always have to. This one has a little bit more red in it than most of them, but I like stones that I can rub. Yeah, I have a message on it. But by holding this, as you have a greater connection to the angels. So I have other ones that are bigger or supposedly more powerful. But you have to find what works for you. What one is it that gives you the message about your journey and how you are? You see, we're all unique and different. The things I use to support and to love me may not be the same things that you're going to need for you. And that's all right. Because if you could only get that your journey is your journey, it's not mine. And Suzy Q and Goody Who over here, they have their journey. It's not ours. And when you can focus then on what's happening for you, you'll move quicker. You'll move easier. And you won't be, what do we say, put into a different space and lose your own drive to go forward. This journey is about focusing on you, but the response and how then you treat others is where others come involved. Not that it's determining what you hold, it's how you put what you have into action and the results that come back. You know, down below your feet, about a foot, there's a pyramid of prosperity, and it's very clear. Do you and have you collected prosperity? A lot of people might have jewels all over their roof. I do not happen to. but I have a lot of gold wealth upon the walls inside, and the writings and the teachings. You see, wealth comes in different ways. So I get a message here from Chase. Do I know all of my past lives? The answer would be no. What I do know is I had a gentleman who, I can't remember what he had created a whole study of work. And he saw Doug and I as radiant beings, and this is years ago. And he wrote out our lifetimes. I have had 149,000 lifetimes in human form. That's a lot. Times I was a teacher in the light. He knew how many times I had been killed or died in a certain way. We've lost track of those papers because it's just papers. But it's always interesting to remember of all the people that God has kind of brought upon our path. And we also met the people who it just came now, it's going away again. Knew where on our path we were. The soul path. There are 7 levels. 7 levels of development. I can talk about it with you someday. And it's from infant. We know people in our world today that power is all they think about, and they have tantrums. You all know who I'm talking about. Well, he's still a soul infant, not a development. Around the 3rd or 4th, the adolescent starts to be someone that's concerned with relationship. So if you are working on relationships in whatever form, then you are working from 3 to 4. 5 is certainly getting to the edge, but what I'm not telling you is there are 7 levels in each one of them. It's a process. It takes all those lives. So it's not that you're going to get through number 5 in one lifetime. It's going to take a while. And that's depending on how often you become resistant and choose to just return back to where you were. You can do the healing work and release. But the answer comes when you're presented with the same situation once again. What do you choose? What you learned from that process? Or just go back to how you used to react? Think about that. All the things you've done that were healing. Did you make a choice? I remember when I started to begin to go, now wait a minute. Let's think about this. We're not going there. You've probably heard yourself say that. Because there's an intuitive thing inside yourself. No, I don't want to go back to where I've been before. I want to make a change. And that's when change comes so important in our lives, when we choose to no longer be who we've once been before. So, but you got to know, when Doug and I was told all these things about this guy, we thought he was crazy. There's no way we're radiant beings. We weren't able to conceive of the fact that we came that way. There are those that come in that way, and that we live many lives as masters. So, time goes by, and here we are. Now I realize there's a lot inside that yet I don't know. Like, I don't know if you would ever, or what the intention of that understanding would be. I believe the awareness comes when it's necessary. I do know people who are in my life and who've, I know of things in lifetimes with my father, who's passed now, not with my mother. My mother, while she was such a beautiful, loving heart mother, wasn't more the spiritual way. And I'm not saying that right, but my spirituality comes through my father. And I know my son and I were once a partnership in Atlantis. These people don't just happen in your life. They're coming together with you purposely. Maybe they were once the other half of a disturbance. So it kind of lets you begin to see everybody a little differently. Perhaps your mother was once your daughter. You don't know. So, not that I see the importance in all that. So when you ask that question, um, I probably wouldn't go back to want to know where all of them are. I do know I was a shoemaker, and when I was thinking about how I wanted to do something and things seemed to always happen, so it didn't happen. The, the lesson came that I was a shoemaker and was always the daughter that sat making shoes because I was dutiful and would always look out the window at the mountain and never get to go. You see, when I was young, I started young. I was a dance instructor and had 3 dance studios. Hard to imagine at 14. And at 14, my mother had a stroke. So my world changed. So 3 studios went away. So there's always been something until now that it wasn't totally purposeful for me to continue. That whole pattern would come again because, understand, I would allow it to. So I no longer allow that to be that there's something that's too powerful to stop me from anything. And that's the same kind of thing you must find in your own world. But it's funny, there was my first husband, I only could have 1 pair of shoes a year. And when I learned that I was once a shoemaker, it kind of made sense to me because I saw the value of shoes. If that all makes sense to you. But it's all wound up inside all these cells. There's 144,000 pieces of us that make it so who we are today. And you don't want to give up one piece. And if you have the opportunity to learn about another one, then I would do so because it expands your ability to allow your heart to love even more, meaningfully yourself, because once you've learned to love yourself, you have the capacity to love others and acceptance. So that I can sit here freely and talk about all these things that where all this happening and going on and who are we and what's going on here. It was not a bad time, but an interesting time, which I hope everyone gets to experience. And that's what the becoming is about. The answers are there, but sometimes we're not willing to sit still enough or understand the power, because we did our meditation, the Babaji meditations, which I'll probably put up to teach again. They're so powerful. The first mantra you get is the heart mantra, which it's like it's a bija mantra. Bija mantra transcends you in 2 minutes into peace. And in that, it's a healing technique. It clears you while you meditate. We've meditated 3 months. We go 3 different times for a month and cleared. That's how we're clear, because we sat and meditated it out. And it's a profound experience. You go home a different person. I can remember the first time we went home and went to Florida, where we actually live now. That's where Doug lived. And we're in the elevator, and we were like going crazy. It's like we were really spinning and going to go to heaven because we were so clear. And then when the elevator stopped, and we're like, whoa, that was a ride. Yeah, I guess you had to be there to experience it. But there's so many things that you can do to evolve yourself and to touch that loving reality that's within you. And I've been gabbing too long. I'm so sorry. It's probably all my joy I'm feeling with having Heather here. Who knows? So, it's wonderful to be here with everyone. I guess there's only 4 left, which means not too interesting after all, right? Well, I hope you're all having a good day. I'll see you tomorrow to do messages. I kind of feel a little funny now. Only 4 people listening. But thank you to the 4 of you who are still here. And God bless everybody. Love is the only way. Many blessings.